here in San Francisco for the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, one of the few events where you get nearly all of the most important executives in industry in a single place. Oh, so much to learn out here. I love it. Take Novartis, the gigantic $200 billion Swiss drug company. Lately, the company's been selling off non-core businesses like its vaccine division, its U.S. generic drug operation, and the upcoming spinoff of its Alcon eye care division, while also doubling down on biotech, especially gene therapies. It's got a gigantic number of potential blockbusters, perhaps more than any other company I follow. Now, earlier today, we had a chance to speak with Vas Narasimhan. He took over CEO Novartis a little less than a year ago, and he has revolutionized this place. Take a look. Fast, we're out here at JP Morgan, and I'm interviewing a lot of CEOs, trying to figure out what they have in the pipe. I may be wrong, but I think Novartis has the most drugs and most blockbusters in the pipe of any of the major pharmas.
You know, we're quite excited about our pipeline. I mean, we have about 26 potential blockbusters in confirmatory development, 12 that could be coming in the next few years. So it really shows that consistent investment in R&D is really paid off at the company. And I'm quite optimistic, quite bullish about our pipeline now for the years to come.
And what would be the total addressable market of these? And I'm trying to get a sense of, yeah, look, there's blockbusters, and then there's blockbusters. What do you have?
You know, we hope a few of these will turn into real mega blockbusters, but as you know, it's always difficult. Launching in our industry requires a lot of discipline and requires, I think, a lot of consistency to get the launches right. But what we see is we have a set of medicines that are really transformative. I mean, when you think about something like AVXS-101 or Avexis medicine, I mean, this is something that cures children potentially of a terminal disease, and that's pretty extraordinary.
Okay, cures is different from treating chronically. Your company doesn't seem to be afraid of solving something, even though we know that once you solved it, it doesn't produce years of growth.
You know, when I take a look at a company like ours, we want to win for 10 years at least, and then we want to win for decades to come. And we have to make bets on completely new areas. Historically, we were about small molecules and antibodies. Now we're getting into gene therapies and cell therapies that could cure patients of disease. And my belief is there are a lot of diseases we could tackle with these technologies and really provide cures. And what we're really finding out is that society wants that, and that ultimately they will value it. My conviction is that we'll figure out the payment systems, we'll figure out those challenges. But if you're a company that could consistently bring cures to patients, you're really well positioned to be successful.
At the same time, there's a household brand that many of us use, Alcon. You're willing to get rid of Alcon.
Yeah. You know, my conviction is we need to focus the company and focus the capital. There's so much great science. There's so much possibilities in cell and gene therapies in our core pipeline. We simply can't use our capital across all of the different areas we're in. So what we're doing with Alcon is a tax-neutral spin to our shareholders. Say, shareholder, look, you get to own Alcon, which is a leading medical devices company, leading in its space, a great company with a great outlook. So you have the opportunity now to own that great leading company and own Novartis, which is a pretty compelling option, I think.
All right, I'm going to push back on that.
Yeah.
Alcon, 7% surgical is really important. That is science. You're willing to lose the surgical part, too.
Well, you know, what we're really looking for is places where there's true synergies in the group, right? And when I look at medical devices and contact lenses, clearly huge opportunity to address blindness, but it doesn't fit with our core innovative medicines model. And so that's why I think it makes sense to let Alcon be free to really develop itself as a standalone company.
You own the international rights to Aimovig. We are doing a huge amount with Amgen on this. How's it working for you? I know it's earlier. I know it's earlier, but you probably can give me a little sense here in January.
I mean, what's exciting first is when you think about it, these migraine patients have not had a solution ever, really, a really compelling option. Migraine is an incredibly prevalent disease. It affects a lot of women, working age. So really, this is a disease that needs a solution. So Aimovig came on, and we've seen explosive uptake in the U.S., really a great partnership with Amgen. Now, as we enter into Europe, the key is going to be to get that reimbursement in place, and that's what we're working through, get the reimbursement in place. But what's really interesting about Aimovig is this is a patient-driven launch. These are patients who demand this medicine because they want a better life. And when you have that on your corner, that's a really good place to be.
That's a great point, because people may be the theme of 2019, people taking control. That's something you guys are looking at.
I mean, when you look at digital tech, I mean, everybody wants to control their health. They want to have that information. And this is, Aimovig is a great example where social media and patients coming together really drives the uptake of the medicine.
One of the most exciting things that you did was this Endocyte acquisition. This is a new way.
Yeah.
It is a new way. I need you, here's the floor. Tell me what that does, because it's a radical way to treat.
Well, like I said, we're all about platforms. We're moving into cell therapy, gene therapy, and now we've got this new platform called radioligand therapy. It's actually a pretty simple concept. Really what we do is we take a drug that's really specific to a cancer, and we link it to a radioactive particle that's very controlled, and we take it to the cancer and we kill the cancer. And that's worked really well in one tumor called neuroendocrine tumors. We think it could work in prostate cancer. Frankly, we think it could work in many other solid tumor types. And what's really amazing about this for us as a company, it's really hard to replicate. You need big time capabilities in managing nuclear materials, a complex supply chain. And with the two acquisitions we did last year, AAA, Endocyte, we've built up that capability.
Okay, so Vas, I need to know, let's say I'm a patient and I'm listening, and I want to know where I get this, because this could be far less invasive. Is it only just a few teaching hospitals that I can get it in the U.S.?
So with right now with the Lutathera drug, it's at about 50, 65 nuclear medicine centers, and it takes 4 infusions. But over time, we're expanding this to more and more centers across the U.S., Europe, and Asia. So we're quite bullish about it.
Wow. Okay, so here's one that I really like. This Cosentyx.
Cosentyx.
This is already 700. This has got 35% growth.
Yeah.
How is it possible?
So it's approaching $3 billion in sales now.
$3 billion
for the full year.
And when did this start?
I mean, so we launched it in 2016. It's really the standard of care, I believe, now for psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis. It's really an incredible medicine. It's remarkably safe and incredibly consistent in the efficacy it gives these patients. And what's exciting about the story on Cosentyx is we're not finished. We're testing it in more and more indications, and our goal is to build this into a true, as we talked about earlier, mega blockbuster for the company.
Entresto, heart failure. No one's been working on heart failure. It's been years before we've had an innovation in heart failure.
And we came with the first innovation in 15 years. It
was
a little bit of a slow start, but now it's really taken off. And we're really bullish now about where Entresto's headed. We have a bunch more data coming out as well on Entresto in additional heart failure indications which don't have an option. So when you think about all those patients sitting at home who are suffering, what Entresto does is it gives them their lives back. We get letters, I get letters from patients, and these patients can start to walk up and down the stairs again and get their mobility back. It's incredible.
Well, Vas Narasimhan, you are doing a remarkable job. This is the fastest growing of the big pharmas. You got to look at Novartis. Stay with Cramer.
Thanks.
Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.